What's up, YouTube? Welcome to Upside DIY. So I'm going to sort out a bunch of Legos, or it's not a whole lot, but it's enough. Some of these don't have that many pieces, and this is kind of the final reveal of all the small Legos and pieces that I recently picked up at the end of April and things. Got these Legos pretty much rinsed off. I didn't clean them off. And then I've got these little, or these storage bins. There's little tabs on them to actually keep them locked in place from sliding. So these things they're made mad smart. And there's technically like these little plastic hinges, I would call them, and I could connect them to different configurations. And those, I guess. So what's going to happen is some of these pieces are kind of unique and things like that. So I could and you know they're quite fragile. I also can't figure out to clean them and things. So I'm gonna go through each bucket, kind of pick out. Some of these are flower types, and kind of pick out what I could identify for the most part. Um, and then basically, eventually I actually took like a image of this, and then I Google imaged it, and it turns out to be Legos. So I got a bunch of like flowers, and these are really like from 2025. These are really kind of new and things like that. So it's a really good, I guess, situation. I think I'm going to have to. Then I've got this other small bucket. I thought it would be more, but there are a couple of interesting characters. These are really old school Legos, probably. Besides the color and things, these are pretty much reminds me of a lot of really old Legos. So I'm not gonna try to like you know like uh and all these pieces do need to. I mean, some of these pieces need to be cleaned up, but a lot of these are like flower types of Legos. Um, so I already started trying to separate a few of these, and it's pretty interesting to look at, and you know, so I pretty much know what's in there. So I'm gonna kind of take this to a better spot, and I might even try to clean up a few while I can with the toothbrush. So I got a box of stuff right here and some type of toothbrush to actually, if I spot one or two that might need to be cleaned. So I'm just kind of enjoying a few things, but that's most of my Legos. The thing is, um, you know, I really don't. I haven't built these for like a long time or anything, but just in case, I've got kind of like a spare cleaning rag and some disinfectant that I want to keep within arm's reach. And now just finish, and then so this one right here has all types of interesting pieces connected to it, stuff like that. Anything that needs to be cleaned off. So we already know what the flowers pretty much are doing and stuff, and even color matching a few of these stuff like that is useful, but it's going to just take a whole lot of time. And then I want to try to take care of any pieces that I can somehow. So I got a couple of monkeys right here, which are pretty cool. Like one's mad and one's happy. So just going to just basically try to sort these things out, find ways to put a few of these in special locations. But ideally look at these things. They're just totally different. They've added some type of connects, and then it's probably might. So I'm gonna spend a little time cleaning this stuff up, and few of these are just really tough to figure out. I just don't, they could pretty much they probably go to other things like this flower pot. So another uh, petal, I would say. So I could sort out as many things as I can. It's kind of like so I'm putting things in somewhere where I could really easily identify. Eventually, have all the pieces sorted out, and then I could kind of build. So I'm gonna try to work on this pile. I might those kind, that kind. There's this and that stuff. All right, so kind of put that on there. It seems like so just to make things a little easier in the sorting out process at first. Of a situation. It looks like a lot of these might be for flower petals since this ring is connected to there. So there's another identical. So other types of panels. So just getting most of the major stuff kind of situated. Bird up there. Oh, here's another small bird. Cool. So it's really interesting stuff. A lot of these yellow petals, you'll see how many there are, and they go on to like a ring like this. So there's gonna be a bunch of those. So it's not bad. Uh, Definitely. Uh, you know, so I'm just making a video. There's just a small piece that I don't, you know, actually know exactly. But here's another one of these round things. I have a yellow, and here's another round thing. So there are going to be items that are going to show up. It's another one of these. So the only thing is, I wish I had a little bit more of the. So this might be like 3 or 4 separate kits, I would call it. If not, then it's really just a real big kit. So not much was too different and things separated. I'm probably gonna use as many of these buckets. Could pretty in the other bucket of yeah. Only issue is if these things fall, I'm gonna have to. So I gotta be careful and sort out stuff while I have a small toolkit that actually is probably a part of this. It's got a little small. It's a 7-piece toolkit. It doesn't really say Legos or anything on it, but from what it's just stuff. So I'm putting a certain I would say like amount of this stuff. So I kind of so here's another one. So those are pretty interesting, and even these petals and things, and so just kind of trying to sort these out. I've got this extra bin. I really don't see too much. I could use it for more of the tougher pieces. I would say that could actually fit. Okay, that fit. Sometimes there might be a stem or something in, like on this one, that doesn't. let it basically, and this one actually like goes, it might go in the middle to make things more secure. Things, and there's larger pieces to stuff, but if I could identify a few here and there, and I'm gonna be able to make a few interesting pieces. So I got, I mean, most of the green stuff can actually go with this, just because I don't have that much space for now. Just for now, just kind of keeping these together, and it's basically most of the organizing that, you know, there's really cool different effects happening, guys, I would say. So and then eventually, you know, I could put this away, and then if I could figure out anything else later on. I mean, now it's getting to some really harder pieces. So this has a Disney 100 on it, really nice piece right there. Yeah, it's getting to some harder pieces that is that, you know, eventually I'm probably going to use something else. I've got, you know, I've got other um part is these base type of units that really don't have a good spot, but I think I could put those with other pieces, and I think I saw something to clean up on this. So that kind of goes right there, kind of matches pretty nicely. You know, I'll be able to build something eventually. A few of these are just really tough. Another cool, this, I actually Googled this piece to see what the, you know, how, what the search and things might, you know, some of these are for spares, but eventually some of these can be mixed and matched to kind of go with different, and I kind of sorted all these out. Got a bunch of, so just kind of touring through a bunch of flower petals, a few small birds, a big bird, a few like flower. Um, there's some more flowers, so I sorted out everything basically. There's other random Legos that might not be a part of, so there might be a few pieces, you know, and pretty much color coded a lot of these. Some of them are different, one, two, three, four different colors. But if I could color code a few, that almost looks some pieces that technically does look the same. This actually goes with this other piece over there, stuff like that. So, um, so it's kind of interesting. You know, eventually, putting this stuff away, or, you know, putting this, having this, I think, the tube tent set up in minutes. This is, but just kind of like having just some clear space, you know, keep everything clean. I have this suitcase I could store stuff for Legos, basically, and be from a different kit or something, but cleaning this up. So I found a cool pink heart. So I'm actually, yeah, if I can't identify, so there's, it's kind of breaking down to other smaller flowers, and there might be some interesting effects eventually, things like that. But most of these pieces are going to kind of slide, kind of, I could kind of put a few like right there, something like that to keep things organized. Another container for these really